I think turns me into like a horrible person. If I'm dealing with a man that I know like really likes me and I don't like him, like if I can have him running circles around me, I will, and then I'll point and laugh at you for running. Do you know what I mean? Like that's how I was, and I would be mean, like, and I just didn't care. It's just because I didn't like the guy.
I hear you, and while I don't justify that toxicness, I think you can correct me if I'm wrong and tell me what you think about this. I think what you're doing as a woman is you are A, seeing if you can manipulate him, and B, you are testing his boundaries to see if he respects himself. Because if he doesn't respect himself, you can't respect him.
I should not be able to run game on my man.
100%.
If I can run game on you, you can never be my man.
It's
and
true.
the thing is, from the get-go, I will test the man that I'm with.
Yeah.
I will do little tests. I will do this because it's like naturally like there, and I want to see if you're going to take it and how you're going to handle it, and like what level of like you've got. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so if you can't recognize that you're being played, like it's game over.
The thing is though, I think some women it's intentional, like it's conscious. I think some it's subconscious, but I think most women do this.
Yeah, I think it goes like I was subconsciously doing it. I still do it, but now just consciously, I'm like, I want to see how you're going to handle this. I want to see, I used to do it in a toxic way though, like push buttons.
Yes.
Now it's like, I don't really know how to give an example, but I will just try and do it in a way that I can just see how they would handle a certain situation, if that makes sense. Testing in that sort of way.
I hear that.
Used to be a bit more like.
And I hear that. Why? Why do you do it? Why do women do it?
I'll be real with you. My dad told me from being a kid, he's like, you can never be with a man until you've seen how he handles you in anger, until how he speaks to you and handles you when he's sad, all these different types of things. And I have a really good dad and he's an amazing man. So for me, I'm always testing to see, just to see if you can, to see what level of man you are, like to see if.
Because the thing is, like, I get it. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting because I think a lot of the time there's a lot of narrative that men hear about girls and women saying that they just want a good guy, a guy who shows up for them, a guy who's consistent, all of this stuff. But this thing, which is actually quite an important aspect to a woman choosing a man, has nothing to do with his character. He could be a good guy, he could be a great guy, he could be a nice guy, he could be a terrible guy. But this is actually testing essentially this is testing almost the caliber he is as opposed to the character. Mm-hmm. Because if he has a level of self-worth in himself and he knows that he's building value in himself, there's this certain stuff he would just not tolerate, and that's almost what you're testing for.
Yeah, exactly. Because the thing is, the girls will go like, I want a nice guy, a consistent guy. Let me tell you, if you have a really nice guy that wants to do everything and it's like, you know, like yes inks, no inks, 3 bags full inks, it's like,
yeah, women don't want a yes man.
You don't want a yes man. So especially me, like somebody like me, I need someone that's going to put me in my place.
Yes.
In like a good way.
Of course.
And keep me in check. Do you know what I mean? That's the type of person that I need.
100%. Why do you think? I agree. I think more girls are like that, in a sense that they want a guy who's good to them, but they don't want a yes man.
Yeah.
Why do you think girls say, I just want a nice guy then? Because for the guy who doesn't know women, and for the guy who maybe isn't as experienced, he's just gonna take the guidance as the letter. So he's like, okay, cool. Well, if I'm just nice, then you will like me. And then what happens when a nice guy is nice and the girl doesn't like him? He becomes resentful because he's like, well, I fucking did what you said that you want, but you're choosing this guy who doesn't even treat you right. And we can see, or at least I can see, okay, well, she's choosing him because not because he's nice, but because he's capable, because he respects himself.
Yeah.
And because he treats her well, but
and
he
I've
can
done
put
it. Like,
do you know what I mean?
I've done it. I've gone for a guy that necessarily isn't as nice to me as that guy is.
Yeah.
But I got so much more respect for this guy.
100%.
It's literally, for me, it's a respect thing. Like, because I don't like, now, like I don't date or anything for anything casual. Like if I'm going to invest my time or anything into you, yes, I'm looking long term, and I'm always going to be thinking, are we going to be like, you know, compatible in like a household.
Yes.
And how the dynamic would be. And I think that the man has to be like respected in the household. So if I can't respect you, our kids ain't gonna respect you.
It's very true.
And you know, my mom was a bit toxic growing up sometimes. Love with all my heart though, just in case you watched it. But you know, and there was moments of that as well where like, you know, she might bash my dad against me. And I hated that. I hated that growing up. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's something that I'd never want repeated in my household. It should be the mom and dad are up here and the respect they have for each other relays through the children.
I agree 100%. So yeah, why do girls say they want a nice guy?
Because they want someone, they like... honestly, I don't fucking know why people say that. I'm gonna be real. I tried to answer, but I don't fucking know. Because I don't say.
I don't even fucking know.
I don't say like I want a nice guy. Like I say have
you ever said that?
I don't fucking know. Maybe once. I don't know.
Okay.
I've probably once said it from my life. I'm not gonna say no.
Okay, yeah. I'm just wondering, like, when you did say it, like, what place were you in? What you operating from? Why were you saying it? Because I think that. Because a lot of guys do take cues from that and it can mess them up.
A nice guy, okay, this consideration is the highest form of love, like in my eyes, like someone that considers you in their thoughts, in their life, like in their future or whatever. So for me, when say like you want a nice guy, it's just I want someone that I also respect, yeah, but you can get people that you respect, but they don't treat you that great, but you can respect like how they handle their stuff and how they do their biz, and that's where the respect stems from.
Yeah.
But it's like you want them to have that gentleness with you. It's like that you want your man to have that sort of softness with you while standing firm on everything else.
Yes.
Like you can't just be soft. Like you can't just be nice. You got to have that. I'm just doing actions here. Like you just got to have the for your girl, but also the girl's got to feel safe. Like she's got to know that for
100%.
me, like not that I would feel like I'd ever be in a position to say it, but like just so you kind of get the premise.
Yes.
I would, if a man came to me and tried to be mad, I would need to turn around and say, are you fucking crazy? Like, because I know that my man is, are you fucking crazy? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And be able to have that security that I am protected.
Yes.
Like, so yeah, that's
I think
me.
the analogy I give, I think perfectly kind of depicts the differentiation between what I would call a nice guy and a good guy. And it's kind of like, imagine if you have a house and you're looking for a guard dog. You're not just going to get the dog that's just nice to everyone, because when the burglar comes, the dog's like, hey, let me show you where everything is. Just like invites them in, right? But at the same time, you don't want the dog that is, sure, he's capable of taking someone out, but he's like just aggressive and taking everybody out because you want him to love you and your family. You want to choose a dog that is capable of taking out the intruder, but is good to you and your family, right?
Morals, morality.
Yeah.
It's just all on your character. Like, and you can fall in love with someone's character. Like, 100%.
100%. What I'm referring to is that you want someone who's capable, but chooses the right avenue to be capable in. And I think what happens is when guys hear a girl say, oh, I just want a nice guy, sometimes a guy thinks, oh, she just wants a guy who's not going to display any level of what we might call toxic capability. So it's like she doesn't want the guy who can fight. She wants the guy who's not going to fight. When really she wants the guy who can fight, but then just chooses not to. Yeah.
So I saw a video a few weeks ago and this guy was getting a lot of stick because he was like, oh, your girl should like be with you and like want to know that you could kill her like with your strength. Yeah. And he was getting loads of hate for that. And I was like, what are these bitches on? Like, of course, when I'm wrapped up in my man's arms, I want to know that if he went, he could kill me. I want that level of strength wrapped around my arms to know that he ain't ever going to do that to me.
100%.
But anyone else, I know the strength that lies there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's big.
Yeah, 100. What's something you want to talk about today or bring to conversation?
What's something that I want to talk? Hold on, you just spun me off.
I know. I'll put you on the spot.
Put me on the spot. Something that I want to talk about. Oh, give me a second, because you know when someone asks you what your favorite song is, and then like you can't remember what a single song is.
Well, what did I write most recently? That one. Is there any situation where a guy did something that you just really didn't understand why? That you just didn't understand, like figure him out.
So many times. You know what? So many times.
Give me one. Let's break it down.
Do you know what? Fuck this shit. So last year, yeah, this is the final guy. This like, because I came to a realization after this, a huge awakening. The final guy that I ever entertained just because he liked me a lot and was a nice guy. This was the last nice guy, which turned out he's not a nice guy at all. He's a fucking weirdo.
Interesting.
The last nice guy I ever gave a chance, yeah?
Yes.
Now, I met him on a night out and he was like, you're really beautiful, can I have your number? And instantly for me, it was a no.
Why?
Like, just the vibe, like there was no instant, like energetic. Wasn't that attracted to him, but that's not always a huge thing. Like he wasn't unattractive.
Sure.
I just wasn't like really attracted to him.
Yeah.
But energy wise, there just wasn't that natural like energy. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. So I said no, and he was, on my case. He was turning up at places I was performing to come see me, and then like he put on a little show, asked me to perform and whatever, and then there was an after party, and he just kept putting it to me like, I'm just gonna be real, like I like you, and he was like eventually wearing me down, where I was like, shit, he likes me so fucking much, I might as well just give the guy a fucking chance. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And so then we started like spending a little time with each other, and I'd just like to disclaim, because this guy he moves mad in this story. Yeah, this guy never hit. He moves this mad. I never slept with him. Yeah. He just like, I couldn't understand why he moved like this. Yeah.
Okay.
And so basically he like, one of the first times that we're spending time with each other, he's like, I kept getting ringing in my left ear. Yeah. Constant ringing. And I don't get that around people. And I was like, yo, I feel like this is some form of like warning or some, like, I just felt it in my core. I'm like that anyway. And so I was trying to talk to him about it, like, I have this ringing in my ear. And he just started going off like, oh, like why you believe in this or why you believe in that? And I was like, I'm just questioning why my body's reacting a type of way to your presence. You know what I'm saying? And then basically it all kind of kicked off when I had a performance, and he wanted to come and see me perform, and I had some of my friends there and whatever. And I was like, yeah, of course you can come. Like, you can meet my friends. But I didn't, because like we'd literally seen each other like once or twice.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to have all my friends think this is my guy instantly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
because I'm not really like that, and I'm really private. It's going to be a while before like...
You're not at that stage yet.
Yeah, just 100%.
Yeah. And
so I said, I don't really want people to like know what's going on. Like, we're happy to vibe all night, but just don't be like over the top with anything.
Yeah.
And so then all the people are turning up, and he's sat in the corner with a face like a smacked ass, and like when you just feel the energy is just like, oh, and I'm just like, yo, what is this guy's problem? Like, what's going on? And so then I'm just vibing, having a good time, trying to bring him in case he's feeling a bit like insecure or whatever, because I get how it can be like, so I'm trying to bring it in, bring the vibe up and all that sort of stuff. And then I perform, and as soon as like I finished performing, my friend was like, oh, yo, that was a sick performance, like love the tune. I was like, yeah, love, man. Then walked over to him, and he's like, I've been trying to show you these photos that I've just taken of you, and you're not even coming over to me first. I was like, yo, what the like,
okay.
Like, what the hell? I was like, I literally just like, I didn't even stop to talk to my friend. I was like continuously walking while talking.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. I was like, show me them then. Like, I didn't even react. I was just like, okay, show me them then. And he's like, nah, I'm going to show you later. And I was just like, what is going on?
Right.
More of my friends turn up, and then we're all sat outside talking, and he comes over and he's like, what are you talking to so-and-so about? Like being like just really weird. And I was,
as in to one of your friends?
One
or
of my
like
friends.
Like
we just sat, we was literally talking about sleep paralysis. Like we were sat on a bench.
Oh, was it a male friend?
Yeah. And he comes over and he's like, what are you talking to so-and-so about? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, huh?
Does he know this guy's your friend?
Yeah. He knows him as well. Like he also knows of him, had him perform at an event. Like he's not a stranger to half these people.
Sure.
And so I'm just like, what? Like, why are you even asking me that? Like we was literally like talking about dreams, like sat on the bench. And he just like says, oh, well, I was speaking to some of your other friends and getting advice off of them, and they said that this is how I need. And I was just like, what? This guy, the first time he met my friends, he didn't like the way I was acting, and he didn't think I was it. He went to my friends, and this is what they told me that he said. He was like, do you agree with my behavior of tonight, and is he in the right, and how should I handle me because he's struggling to handle me? And
that's the first time he's met your friends. Yo,
Like, this
that's
was like
balls,
the third
boy.
time
That's-
this was the third time we spent time together.
That's
I was,
courage.
I felt sick. I was furious. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And so then I'm like, like, leave. Yeah. Like, this is, I'm going to, this is crazy. Like, you cannot move like this. Because could you imagine if you you've just started seeing a girl,
Yeah.
and like you bring her to an event and she gets an attitude. So she goes to all of your friends and like, do you think it's okay that he's, you'd move crazy. You'd move absolutely crazy.
So I completely agree with you. I do think if this situation were reversed, if I invited a girl somewhere that we've just started dating, but that night isn't about us spending time.
It's literally about me performing. Yeah.
Right. But she's going to think it's about me and her spending time.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not prioritizing that, she's going to feel a type of way. And I think what happened, I'm not saying this justifies his behavior.
I understand what you're saying.
But I think there was clearly a different level of expectation of what that night was. He thought he was your guest, and you were inviting him as like your plus one to your event and stuff, and that you were going to, not that you have to display as a couple, but that you were going to be prioritizing spending time with him, being there with him, because he was there for you, right?
Respectfully, he shouldn't have thought that, because I literally said before,
yeah, of course.
boom, 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 boom. And he just made it all about, I see it as a very selfish thing, because I'm performing, this is my business, I'm representing myself as an artist tonight, and you are making it all about you.
Hope you really enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full episode where that clip is from, then I want you to click right here where you can watch the full episode. And if you're ready to claim your man today, enroll in my program below, and I'll see you there. Wishing you an amazing day.